Hi, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Mile High County College Football Podcast. This is episode 6, episode 2 of the week. The new format we said we're going to be doing, where we just recap the last week and talk about this upcoming week later in the week, and then do like rankings and stuff earlier in the week. We got a guest here today. You want to introduce yourself?
Oh, what's up, guys? My name's Davis.
That's Duke fan. So you know where his loyalty lies. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get into recapping last week. We talked a lot last week, starting on Friday night with East Carolina and Cincinnati. The spread at the time was -5 Cincinnati. Me and Jacob both took Cincinnati to win and cover. And so we both got half a point for that because they did win, but they did not cover.
They didn't cover?
No, they won by 2, I'm pretty sure. ECU had a good game, but Cincinnati's just better. And then, like we said the other night, or I said the other night on the rankings recap episode, it's pretty much like Cincinnati has a really good shot at making the Group of 5 bowl game this year. Again, as they have Tulane, not this week, but the next week. And Tulane won by a lot last night. Next, LSU Arkansas. Jay, you want to talk about that? Well,
there wasn't a whole lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Arkansas was without KJ Jefferson, and they only lost by 3.
And it was LSU -3. I took LSU. Jacob took Arkansas, so I got a point. Jacob got 0.
Are we talking about LSU later because they play UAB this week? Well, you know they're only a 14-point favorite against UAB.
Really? I haven't looked at a lot of spreads this week. Yeah.
14-point favorite.
Also, we're probably gonna only briefly talk about all of these games pretty much because we didn't get to watch a lot last week. So like mainly these 12 o'clock games we didn't get to watch like maybe the end of the fourth quarter in, but that's it. 3 o'clock games we didn't get to watch a lot of. It was mainly the night games and the end of the 3:30 games. Next is Purdue Illinois, another game didn't watch. Well, no, I watched the very end, like the last 2 minutes after we were done with basketball. Purdue won, upset Illinois. It was Illinois -6.5. Jacob took Illinois, but Purdue to cover, so he got half of a point. I took Purdue outright, so I got a point for that. Next is Maryland Penn State, which we've seen Penn State just blow Maryland out. Weather was questionable, but Maryland got nothing going on offense.
Penn State's good.
Penn State is good, but
not great.
They're just a weird team, I feel like. They're kind of like Kansas State to me.
Yeah.
Where it's like they can blow a really good team out, but then they lose to another team, you know. Tua's brother was 11 for 22 for 74 yards.
Penn State can still make the Rose Bowl if you think about it. If Ohio State and Michigan both get in.
Yeah, that is true.
Which they won't, but...
Next is... Oh, sorry. We both took Penn State and Maryland to cover in that game. It was
so they
-10.
both got half.
No, we both got... Oh, we did get half. I just marked this down there. It doesn't matter at the end of this. So, but I can change it real quick. Then we have Iowa-Wisconsin. I don't really remember why we talked about this game. Wisconsin -1.5. You took Iowa to win outright, which you were correct. I took Wisconsin to win and cover. So,
what was the final score of that game?
Let's see, 24-10 Iowa.
Oh, Iowa scored? It's weird.
Yeah, Iowa scored 24 points. That's big for them. We also have at 3:30 time frame was Clemson-Louisville. Clemson was -7. We both took... No, sorry.
I took Louisville to cover.
You took Louisville to cover, so you got half a point. I got a point because I took Clemson and cover. Clemson, this is one of the games that I got to watch a decent amount of. Clemson's offense looked good.
Again.
But didn't look great. Like, it looked good enough to beat a team like Louisville, but I don't know if it was good enough to beat a team that's going to score a lot of points, like at North Carolina.
Yeah.
But also, the defense. I mean, to be fair, Louisville scored with the time running out.
It's true.
So, I mean, garbage time touchdown. But, I mean, we kind of also technically scored a garbage time touchdown. We were up 14, scored with 2 minutes left on a 40-yard run.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I think Clemson will be fine. I think we'll win this. Well, we can talk about that later. I think we'll win this week, but I don't know.
Who do y'all play?
Miami at Clemson.
Well, they're a powerhouse.
I'm going to say Bama. Are you going to say Bama Ole Miss, or you want to talk about that right now? Well,
We'll just talk about it now.
Yeah, we'll just go on the time frames. Bama Ole Miss. Now, this was something that we did get to watch the end of. And I just don't know what it is about Alabama, but they're just not Alabama this year.
They're not. Zach Evans gets hurt midway through the game for Ole Miss, which made a big difference. I mean, Judkins was still good, but without the 1-2 combo, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And Bryce Young's just really good.
Yeah.
Came down to that.
And they were pretty evenly.
You got any thoughts on that?
Bryce Young's my guy. I talked to him earlier today. He didn't have much to say about the game. He has no hope.
He does have no help.
Has no hope.
He will in the Falcons next year.
Evenly matched, though. Ole Miss had 4 more first downs, but the conversions efficiency was about the same. Yards Ole Miss passed and outrushed Alabama, though. Penalties even, turnovers even, time of possession about even. Then last 3:30 game is UCF Tulane. Oh, also Alabama. I took Alabama and cover, and they did not. And you took Alabama. Wow. I messed this up. I gave myself a point for that on accident. It gave me half. I switched it up. So that means.
So you're cheating.
So that means we're tied.
That means no.
No, that.
Or does it?
Because you would get the other. Oh, no, that means you are in the lead now. Wow. Okay. UCF Tulane. Tulane was -2. I took Tulane to cover. That was wrong. You took UCF outright.
UCF is good. I think they're going to get that Group of 5 bowl.
They are.
They
John
just
Reese.
hired a coach.
They look better. They look better with John Reese Plumlee on the field. A lot better with John Reese Plumlee on the field. He had 18 carries for 176 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he's their quarterback.
I think it'll be either UCF or Coastal Carolina.
Okay. Just another game we didn't get to watch, so it's not really something we can say a whole lot about. We were supposed to talk about Kansas State Baylor, and we forgot to. But there's no reason to really talk about that as it was a blowout. Kansas and Texas Tech. We both took Texas Tech and cover. And they won 43-28, and they were -3.5. So we were correct about that. Not much we can say about that. I really just... I mean, Kansas had...
Sorry. I'm looking at the spread. App is a 16-point favorite. I know we're going to get there.
Yeah. Kansas had a lot of good offense. It just, I don't really know what the problem was for them to lose that game by that much. They had more yards, had a little less first downs, had a couple more penalties. That was just 2 turnovers. Texas Tech just didn't turn the ball over. That's all it was. FSU Syracuse. FSU was -6.5. You took FSU. I took FSU and Syracuse covering, and
Florida State won by 100.
Syracuse did not get close to covering. Jordan Travis just continues to have good games.
Florida State is just getting better and better, it seems, which is weird because they got their best win week 1, but they've just been playing really well lately. They had that tough stretch in the middle of the year, but they seem to have found it again. They've got a chance to be 9-3.
We can go to North Carolina and Wake Forest next, where Drake May had another really good week. And I think Wake Forest, only 1 turnover in this game, but of course it was Wake Forest.
Yeah. Wake Forest didn't play bad, just UNC played better.
Yeah.
It was a good game.
TCU Texas, did you even watch any of that?
Which one?
TCU Texas?
Yeah, I did. TCU. The score doesn't indicate that TCU dominated, but they did.
Yeah. DeAndre Miller, 21 carries, 138 yards, and a touchdown. Then we got.
Picture of Lamar.
That's crazy. Then we have we have probably the biggest game of the day, right?
Yeah.
Washington, Oregon. We briefly mentioned this on the last episode the other night. I don't think if Oregon would have went for that fourth down,
they would have lost.
I think they would have won the game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's just the way the football goes.
Washington also scored 10 points quick.
They did. They scored. They tied it up with 3 minutes left, and they kicked that field goal with 50 seconds left.
Washington still with an outside shot to make the Pac-12 title game.
Yeah.
They need a lot to happen, obviously.
Yeah. Oregon low-key outplayed Washington. Just penalty yards was a little bit of a problem.
Michael Penix with another huge game.
Oh, yeah. He had a great game. And then we can talk about your team, Mississippi State, because that's the one that we watched the most of.
Well, Georgia had 2 turnovers. They allowed a special teams touchdown. They never got the running game going that great, and they won by 26 points. I mean, Georgia just dominated. Mississippi State really couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It was close at halftime, but you never really felt like Georgia was going to lose the game or that the game was even competitive.
Yeah. I forgot to keep talking about what we decided in each game, but final score this week was Jacob 9, me 8.5. So Jacob gets his face back after last week. So we'll go ahead and go to this week. Not a lot I want to talk about. I can go ahead and cross this out because this happened last night. I was going to talk about SMU Tulane, but we would have no reason to talk about it because I thought that SMU might could give Tulane a little run with that high-powered offense, and Tulane won 59-24. So I wouldn't talk about that. So Saturday, we have Illinois versus Michigan, and I had spreads written down.
They probably changed.
But they've changed. Well, this one actually hasn't. So Saturday at 12, we have Illinois, Michigan. At Michigan. Yeah, you want to participate in this, Dennis?
We're just picking games.
Oh yeah, let me do this.
Okay. So 12 o'clock at Michigan. Michigan is minus 17.5 against Illinois.
Illinois is on a 2-game losing streak. I saw that Brett Bielema lost his mom, the head coach of Illinois.
Yeah.
So rest in peace there. But I would take Michigan to win and cover. I don't see Illinois keeping it within 17.
Okay. Yes.
I'm gonna take Michigan by 6.
So you're taking Michigan and Illinois covers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna also take Michigan, Illinois covers. I just think 17.5 is a lot for a team that actually has some offense like Illinois does and has defense like Illinois does. I just don't think that they break the winning streak, but I do think that they get their face back a little bit and at least cover that 17.5, whether they lose by 17 or they lose by 7. Next is TCU Baylor, and that is another 12 o'clock game at Baylor. TCU minus 2.5. Baylor's a good team. Baylor's just been a little bit of a down streak recently. Well, not really. 3-2 in their last 5.
They're
but
playing at Baylor.
Coming off a blowout loss to Kansas State. Like that.
Give me TCU, and I'll take 2.5. I think TCU wins by 10.
Okay. Davis?
Yeah, I think TCU's gonna lay the wood.
Okay, so you take TCU cover.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna do it. Give me Baylor.
To win?
Give me Baylor to win.
It is at Baylor.
I don't know.
Give me Baylor to win. I just don't know if TCU can do it.
Okay, so next Alabama and Austin Peay.
What is there? Is there even a
No,
spread
there's
on
not.
that? Okay.
Austin P 7-3. All right, hey, Bama Austin P -42.
Well, I think that's unfair to Austin P because we did App State Robert Morris -42. -49.
I'll take Bama. I'll take Bama a couple -49.
Next is which I meant to say this in the recap. We have App State ODU, but we did not talk about App State and Marshall last week on accident, so that's why we're not going to recap that game, but App did lose. ODU at App, -16 App. It's -16. So
I really hope that App wins and covers. So I'm going to say App wins and covers.
okay. Dave?
Big App State fan here. I'm going to say App State covers as well.
This could be a game that App State wins by 30 or loses by 3.
Where's Old Dominion at?
Virginia.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It's going to be freezing tomorrow,
Is it?
and we're all going to be there, and it's senior day. Give me App and cover also, just because I think the atmosphere will be good. And honestly, if you look at ODU, right, they've won 3 games, okay? They beat Coastal Carolina 49-21.
They beat VT.
And their running back in that Coastal Carolina game had 260 yards. They beat Arkansas State by 3. And they didn't really have a good game. And then they beat Virginia Tech.
It was
First game of the year.
awful.
I just think that our defense is going to scheme their offense well. And that's the thing that if you notice, they're only putting up 20 points per game on average.
Yeah.
And I think that if we scheme them well, then we can stop that offense from scoring any points, and we can win the game. Next, I want to talk about UGA, your team, the Dogs, and Kentucky. You can start with that if you would like to. It is at Kentucky. Georgia -22.5.
Georgia is coming in hot right now, and Kentucky lost to Vanderbilt last week. I don't think there's going to be anything Kentucky can do at all. Give me Georgia to win and cover.
Dave?
Kentucky, you're a basketball school. Stay that way. You're getting blown out this Saturday, okay?
They're going to cover 22.5.
Oh, easily.
Give me Georgia. I keep doing this, but give me Kentucky to cover.
If possible.
I think it is. I think it
I
is.
mean, if Georgia wins by 21,
Yeah. Ohio State, Maryland. At 3:30 at Maryland, Ohio State -27.5.
oh, Maryland's covering 27.5 for sure. Give me Ohio State to win by 14.
Dave?
I'm gonna shoot my shot, man. I'm gonna take Maryland.
You're going to take Maryland to beat
by
Ohio State.
field goal.
Okay.
The week before Michigan. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It's a trap game. Maryland's good. Is Talia playing?
I don't know. If he plays like he did last week, then
Doesn't matter.
They're not doing that. And these 2 more random games.
I got a
Texas.
couple of random games too if you don't have them.
All right, we can.
Cover that Navy game.
Texas, Kansas. At Kansas -9.
I really hope that Kansas beats Texas again. That would be so awesome.
Yeah.
But they're not going to. Texas will win and cover the 9.
I'm gonna also take Texas cover 9. Dave, come on.
After Kansas laid the wood to Duke, was that Wednesday night? Was that Wednesday night?
Yeah.
That was Wednesday night.
Grady
You know,
Dick.
Grady Dick. Going back to basketball. I don't like Kansas, so horns up.
Hook 'em.
Yeah,
Hook 'em.
is that what it is? Hook 'em?
I've got a couple of random ones.
Hold on. Let me do this one real quick. Oklahoma State, Oklahoma.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, rivalry, huge rivalry. Both teams kind of looking to get back on track a little bit. Oklahoma State coming off their close win against Iowa State in a bye week also. No, sorry. They played last week. And Oklahoma coming off of a loss to West Virginia. They've lost their last 2 games, both by field goal.
What's the spread?
It is -7.5, and it is at Oklahoma this year.
I'll take Oklahoma State to win outright.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Look, I know Oklahoma State's not playing as well, but Oklahoma lost to West Virginia last week. I mean, Oklahoma seemed to have given up. I know it's a rivalry game, but I just think Oklahoma State's better.
Dave? Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. Oklahoma's favored by 7.5.
Ooh. I'm also I'm gonna take Oklahoma.
You're gonna take Oklahoma. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to know if Spencer Sanders is
I
playing.
think they cover 7.5.
I think they do.
If Spencer Sanders plays this game, I don't think Oklahoma has a shot. However, I don't know if he's playing though. Yeah, I'm gonna take Oklahoma State though. Still, I think they bounce back. And then, what games do you want to talk about? These are my 2 bigger games right here that I want to talk about.
Okay.
But
So, Florida is they're favored by 14 points at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt coming off their first SEC win in 3 years against Kentucky. And the game...
Is that a helicopter? It is.
Yeah. What? Was that a helicopter?
That was definitely a helicopter. You said Florida.
Fighter jet.
Florida Vandy -14. Florida.
Yeah. It's at Vandy, and it's going to be really cold at kickoff. I don't know if that matters, but...
You wanted to talk about Florida and Vanderbilt because it's going to be cold at kickoff.
No, it's because it's a small spread.
14. Give me Florida to win. Give me Florida to cover. I think they win like 38-21.
You win on me.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, shout out Zach Henson
Shout out
out
Zach
there.
Henson.
Yeah, shout out Zach
You
Henson.
Go with the Gators.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'll also go with the Gators. Zach will be a guest on here one day.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take Florida to win and cover. You're dying to talk about this Navy game.
Why do you want to talk about that Navy?
He's been looking at it for 10 minutes.
Why? Navy UCF. Let's talk about
It's tonight, isn't it?
No, it's Saturday.
Navy and
Yeah, it is.
UCF. What is it? Somebody let me know.
It's 11 a.m. The spread is -15.5 UCF.
You know what? UCF's really good.
Navy played Notre Dame close this past week.
My boy Cam Smith plays at Navy though.
You know, UCF they lost to East Carolina. So.
I'll take Navy to cover 15.5, but give me UCF to win.
Give me UCF to win and cover.
I'm taking Navy, man.
Navy, huh?
Navy by 1. All right, by 1 point.
Okay,
If they throw the ball.
here's one.
If they throw,
Yeah,
if
you know what, Navy, they need to figure out how to throw the ball. and then
They're a
be
service
fine.
academy.
I don't care. You know, they can.
You
find
didn't put
somebody.
Clemson on there?
No, we're playing Miami. Okay, I shouldn't have said that.
Clemson playing at home at 3:30 is a 19-point favorite over Miami. Do they cover? 'Cause I feel like we all know Clemson's going to beat Miami.
I think Miami plays better on the road than at home because you know nobody goes to games.
Give me Clemson to win. Give me Miami to cover.
I was also going to say give me Miami to cover.
Dave. Oh my God. Okay.
I'm taking the U, baby.
Okay, Cam, let's talk about both of our favorite school. The NC State Wolfpack is on the road at Louisville, and they are a 4-point underdog to Louisville.
Okay, here's the thing, right? And I said this before. If MJ Morris keeps on playing like he is, they're gonna win that game.
Like he did against Boston College.
Yeah, he played bad.
I'm taking Louisville to win, and cover the 4.
Give me NC State to win. Louisville to cover. Or wait,
Louisville's a favorite.
Oh. Give me Louisville to win, NC State to cover.
I'm taking Louisville, man. I think Louisville's going to recruit some of our basketball players. You know,
They're horrible
yeah.
at basketball. How about
any other ones?
here's an interesting one. Auburn is hosting Western Kentucky. Auburn is a 5.5 point favorite.
Dude, Western Kentucky's actually kind of good.
And Auburn's kind of bad.
I'm not even gonna write this down, and we're not gonna talk about this next week.
We will if Western Kentucky wins.
Yeah, we will. You said 5.5. They're at home though.
Auburn's a 5.5 point favorite
At home.
at home.
Give me Auburn to cover. Yeah, give me Auburn to cover.
Yeah, I'm taking Auburn by 37 points.
37.
You know what?
37 points.
I'm gonna take Auburn to win and Western Kentucky to cover,
Okay,
just for fun.
that's reasonable.
Tennessee is at South Carolina this week. Tennessee is a 22 point favorite on the road.
So. What?
What?
22?
Yeah, Tennessee is a 22 point favorite on the road.
I would take South Carolina to cover that.
I will also take. I think this is a losable game for Tennessee. I don't think they're going to. But I don't think they cover 22 either. I think they win by 17.
The Akron and Buffalo game got postponed.
Hmm.
Alright, let's talk about these last two games I wanted to talk about real quick. Southern Cal, UCLA. It is at UCLA. Southern Cal is favored by 2.5.
It's a big game.
And I will go ahead and put mine in. I'll take Southern Cal. I'll take Southern Cal to cover 2.5.
I am also going to take Southern Cal to win and cover. The fact that it's at UCLA means absolutely nothing because nobody goes. They have to drive 20 minutes to get there. I think Caleb Williams has a Heisman type performance in this game. I think it'll be high scoring. I think both teams will get in the 30s.
Okay.
But I'll take USC to win and cover 2.5.
Dave?
I'm taking USC too. There's no reason UCLA should be ranked. Not at all.
They're 8-2.
I don't care. They're not good. I'm just saying they're not good. They've never been good.
And last is Utah and Oregon at 10:30 on Saturday. It's at Oregon. Utah's favored by 2.
I think the right team's favored. I think Utah wins and covers and goes back to the Pac-12 title game.
Dave?
I'm gonna take Oregon, man.
Yeah.
I'm a big Bo Nix guy. I like that name. So
I'm gonna also take Oregon to win. I just don't think that Utah beats them at Oregon.
I just think Utah is physical, and I think Oregon's too pretty.
So let me confirm this real quick. And this is for biggest spread of the week, but let me confirm it real quick.
There's some big ones.
Yeah, there are some big ones, but the
I'll
crazy.
look too.
Okay, yeah, it actually is. The biggest spread of the week comes in the 12 o'clock time frame on Saturday.
Okay.
The 1-9 University of Massachusetts Minutemen play at Texas A&M against the 3-7 Aggies.
If you don't do it, I will.
I was gonna do it.
UMass is going to cover. I don't trust Texas A&M to score 34 on anybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna take UMass to cover. Jacob, you're taking UMass to cover?
Yeah. UMass to cover or A&M to cover? 33.5.
A&M. Give me A&M. UMass.
They're sorry.
Yeah, it's UMass. That's their name. UMass.
Going back to last week, it was Ohio State and Indiana.
Yeah.
Ohio State was -40. We both took Indiana to cover, and they did not. So we were wrong last week. Super Dogs. You go ahead and start looking at yours.
I've been looking.
Why? Because I have not looked at all. I want to talk about last week's real quick. Super Dogs last
Like a
week.
bigger Super dog.
Jacobs was Nebraska plus 29 at Michigan, or against Michigan, and they did not cover.
Lost by like 30.
They lost by 31, yeah. And mine was Ball State plus 14 at Toledo on a Tuesday night action game, and they did cover. I'm now 3-1 in my Super Dog. Jacob is 1-3.
Let's go. Oh, there's
There's probably a lot this week. There's probably a lot. Away from my hot take. My hot take is gonna be absurd. I have a really good hot take.
I've already talked about Maryland, Ohio State, so I'm not going to talk about that.
I got mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Give me UConn plus 10 against Army.
That was a good bet.
Really?
That's a good one.
Give me UConn plus 10 against Army. That is on 12 o'clock on Saturday at Army. Right. Let me see. Yes, at Army. Okay, cool.
Give me.
Hey, Davis, Duke is not favored. If you
Yeah,
want to
so
take
I
that.
thought about taking that myself.
Trying to find it, man. I'm not going to do
I'll take Boston College minus 20.5 or plus 20.5 against Notre Dame.
Oh, I didn't know they canceled that Virginia game.
Yeah, they canceled Virginia game.
Are they going to replay it or just going to?
No, it's a non-conference game, so it doesn't really matter. They're playing Coastal.
Coastal would beat them.
Yeah, Coastal probably would have beat them, not gonna lie. While we wait on Davis to find his super dog, I'm gonna move to hot takes real quick to wrap this up. Last week on hot takes, I was wrong. We were both wrong. I said Bama was gonna absolutely dominate Ole Miss. That did not happen. And Jacob said that South Carolina, because they were not favored, was going to go to Florida in the swamp and beat them as the underdog.
And they got destroyed.
And it was 38-6, right?
Something crazy, yeah.
So I have my hot take already, and this is going to sound crazy.
Okay.
At 10 o'clock on Saturday night, the number 17 Washington Huskies, coming off of a big win, are favored by 30 points against Colorado. And I think...
That's where you pick a team that's an underdog and you predict them to cover.
Okay.
I'm taking Colorado keeps it close with Washington.
Keeps it close.
Yes.
Okay. It's not a bad one.
Davis, the Superdog is like look at the spreads on the side. See what? See how it's like the spreads right there?
Yeah, no, that's it.
So you just like take somebody that's not favored. Like for example, LSU, UAB, LSU's favored by 15. Then you could say like, oh, I think UAB would cover that 15 points or something like that.
Hot take.
It's hard this week. There's a lot of options.
There is a lot of options.
This week is weird where it's like
There's games that aren't on the radar.
that could be really good. I think.
I think my hot take is gonna be on senior day, Nebraska takes down Wisconsin.
Dude, you take Nebraska every week.
I'm obsessed with Nebraska, I guess. It was either that or Houston beating ECU.
Okay. Never mind. I can see Houston beating ECU. They got a really good offense. Dave, you good over there?
Yeah, I'm gonna skip this part of the.
All right.
Not a big football guy.
All right, so Davis is skipping out on Superdog and Hot Take, which is reasonable because he probably won't be on next week's episode anyways. So
What?
So it's like, well.
It's up to Davis.
I want to look at this real quick. So as of November 13th,
Okay.
there is 63 total teams bowl eligible already,
Okay.
with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 19 teams playing for bowl eligibility this week, and they only need 82 teams.
Okay.
So, I don't know, I just felt like a lot of teams were getting bowl eligible this year, and it felt weird.
Yeah.
So that kind of confirms, I mean, if those 19 teams win, then they already have the 82 teams with 2 weeks left, or a week left of college football.
Yeah, that is wild.
But yeah, that's all that we got for this episode. Like I said, I was just talking about bowl stuff, so we're getting down to the end of the year. Next week is last week of the regular season, week 13?
13 is the last
13, yeah. And so this is week 12. That's all we've got for y'all today on the podcast. So appreciate y'all watching and the support, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
See y'all.